Hello and welcome back for episode 17 of Pentagon for Gold. We had a pretty strong season last season. It did end a little bit disappointingly with us not winning the league, but overall, can't complain too much. We got the Confederation Cup won, we have qualified for the Champions Cup, and we're actually playing today in the Total CAF Super Cup. If you have a quick look at our transfer history, we've got Oben Vallejo who's coming in. He's a Colombian coming from Bogota FC, and he looks pretty good for this level. He's going to be 4-star, maybe 3-star, but at least at most 4-star to start with plenty of potential, and he should be a good player in our starting lineup. We're also trying to get rid of Fumbidzai, but at the moment he's not really keen to go at all. If we have a look at our transfer history, we've got a lot of signings coming in. So we've got Buthelezi, who's one of the better players we've got brought in. He's currently on international duty along with the likes of Velabhai. Matsimbi's come in. He's a centre-back who's very young but is already 3-star, so he's going to be very good potential-wise. Rivas is back this season after moving from America to Cali. He was with us on loan last season, as you may remember. Malonica is another player who looks pretty good and is reasonably young. I think he's only got a 1-year contract, so we'll probably end up extending that at some point. Catlejo Brown and Ngidi are both players that are going into the youth system and aren't particularly exciting. Tiu Sabanda is another player I signed. He's now on loan at Cape Town All-Stars in the second division, but he's looking very promising for the future. Ikram Reyners has come in from Supersport United. He can play up front, but is probably going to play a mix of up front and on the wing this season. And then we've got Malatsi back. You may remember him being with us in a previous season. It does say he's been here between 2020 and 2024. Actually, that's not the case. He's just been on loan a couple of seasons. And then we've got Samuel Oben, who is undoubtedly the star of this team. 4.5-star already. He is sadly leaving to go to Lazio on the 2nd of January in 2024. He's currently on loan. And that means that he's going to be leaving at the end of the January period. And that's when we're going to have our Orlan Vallejo come in. So at least we shouldn't lose too much when he does go, because Orlan Vallejo will probably be better than he is now then. And it won't be too much of a drop-off between the two players. Dean Koopstad's left for up to 84k. He was decent when he played last season, but I thought that amount of money could go better into some free signings. We've also got Makize in on loan. We did actually sell him to Sundowns for 35k after the first season. I think it was probably because he wasn't quite there yet, and we just fancied getting in some money so we could actually invest in the team a bit. And then we've also sold Narodian, who had gone down to 2.5-star for me. He's now back up to 3.5, but I just wasn't convinced by him last season. He had okay stats, but on the whole, he wasn't fantastic. And 79k for him was a decent amount. And then Keegan Buchanan, this was a bit of a sad one, but he's quite old and he's definitely dropping in stats. Because of his reasonably high wages, I'd prefer to have different players than the younger players. And yeah, 52k for a signing that we got for free and gave us 2 good seasons, really. Particularly last season, it was fantastic. But I'm pretty happy with that. So that's all our transfer business so far. In the schedule so far, we played a lot of friendlies and had no issues really. We were playing in Ghana, so we were always playing away games. We then played Simba, who are from Tanzania, and that was in the preliminary round, first leg of the CAF Champions League. Nice easy win. Doesn't look like the teams that I'm having to face to qualify for the first round are particularly difficult. Stellenbosch we then beat 2-1. Once again, they scored from just about their only shot. I think they ended up with 2, but their goal was in the 90th minute, and that was their first shot of the game. Today we play against Ahly, who are undoubtedly the best team in Africa, so I'm expecting for us to get not necessarily destroyed but beaten. The good news is they've got a lot of players away on international duty. If we have a look here, yeah, they've only got a few players, so actually maybe we have a chance here. And then we'll have a look. Probably I'll play the first game of the season against Sundowns, since that's in the PSL. And will potentially be, if we do well in the MTN8, we may show you the final of that before Sundowns, and Sundowns can be another time. But yeah, so that's how the season's been going so far, and that is our plan for the season. So we've got lots of signings who have come in. So dynamic-wise, we're very good. Wasn't expecting that. Apparently, now would be a good time to hold a team meeting. Because when I tried doing that at the start of the season, I was told there wasn't a valid reason, which was a bit odd. I've also upset Mostalaga, Fumbudzai and Baloyi because I tried to transfer list them and get them out just to get some money in. All of them were very unhappy with that. But at least budget-wise, we're doing okay. I may look to get Makuma in. He would have wages of 3.8k a week, I think. But he's South African, so he wouldn't take any of the foreign player limit spaces. And financially, we're doing fantastically. 1.582 million. And this part of the season, there's a lot of money on offer because you've got the CAF Super Cup, which doesn't give you much money, I don't think. It doesn't really matter if we win or lose. This is only 20k difference. But it'd be nice to test ourselves against Ahly, who are going to be, hopefully, facing us sometime else in the season when we can hopefully get to the final of the Champions League. And then the MTN8 obviously was a big win in terms of finances for us last season, so hopefully that can be built on. And I believe, the Telkom knockout also, not so much money in that one, but that's reasonably early on in the season. So without further ado, let's head on into the Al Ahly game. This is undoubtedly going to be a tough game against Al Ahly. I don't know how many of their players are actually on international duty because I don't really know any of the players, so it's difficult to work out who is a real player and who's not. But I'd assume most of their players will not be real. They'll probably have about 5 or 6 real players, and then the rest of their squad won't be. We've got plenty of players out on international duty too, so likes of Leon Byrne, Velapai, and all of them, they're all out. So we're going with Levenberg, Iverson, Rivas, Mukamela will play centre-back. Makize comes in to left-back for the first time since he rejoined. Oben, who got 2 goals in the last game against Stellenbosch, is going to be playing. He's definitely our star player. And Lucky Baloy will be playing defensive midfielder. He's a little bit unhappy because I tried to offer him out. Said he had dropped his concerns, and so now it's just slightly concerned rather than a proper unhappy status. But his morale's not fantastic. Chelis is also coming back from an injury that was about 4 or 5 weeks during the summer holidays. And he has very low shape and also he's got a fitness test, so I'll probably need to take him off at some point. Unfortunately, the only midfielder I have available aside from him is Koopstad, who is a little bit tired from the last game, but at least he can come in and make a difference if needs be. But so this is the start of the game. As you can see, Koopstad and Masengi are a little bit tired on the bench, but hopefully we won't have to bring them on. I imagine I might just get Chelis on anyway, just because Chelis off because he's not in particularly great shape, but we'll see how it goes. So a decent start. We had the first chance of the game with that header that just flew over the top. Looks like we are actually controlling this game so far. Possession-wise, we're really controlling it, 62%. So Samuel Obeng seems to have picked up a slight knock. Let's hope it's not serious, but we'll probably need to take him off at half-time, which is a real shame. But we don't want him to get majorly injured. And what is Levenberg doing there? He's got some very questionable decision-making, Levenberg. He always is out of position, often dives at wrong times. And we're losing. I don't know what it is with Levenberg. He's supposed to be one of the best goalkeepers in the division, but he just doesn't play like it. Anyway, El Haddad into Kangwa and Dieng. Goes long and Iverson's managed to clear it out, but it's still gone straight back to them. And Dieng gets another chance here. Very quick football there. And they really did carve our defence open. Thankfully, the shot was miles over in the end. But it seems like they're starting to take control of this game. I'm not quite sure why we're having to play this game away and not at a neutral venue. Does disadvantage us a bit, but I guess maybe that's just a benefit that the Total CAF Champions League winners get. Show me something else, guys. It's not been good enough. I think I'll keep Obeng on for now. If he goes to red, then I'll definitely take him off. Makize here. Throws it straight to them, but it's come back out to us. And now Beloy into Mahalonika. Oh, it's a great ball from Beloy. And Iverson's finished it off. Cracking goal all round, really. Really good finish from Iverson. He started getting some goals towards the end of last season. Only got 2 or 3. But it took him a long time to get his first goal for us, so hopefully he can keep doing that, because I'm very happy to have the goals spread around the team a bit. And now they're putting pressure on us here, playing around our midfield quite well. Found El Said very open on the right wing, and Levenberg once again suspect, very suspect. I don't know what to do with him. Every game at the moment, he usually makes one save, and then the rest of the time he's letting easy chances in. I think we ought to get Oben off. He's one of the better forwards we've had today, but that doesn't say much, to be honest. And maybe not Mostalaga, actually. I'll get Matizwa on and get Sandoval on the right-hand side. Matizwa has already got a goal this season. He's just one of those players that generally does quite well. And now Malatsi is very tired and should come off, so Mostalaga can come on for him. Or maybe we'll get Seedat on because he's a bit happier. And Malonica into Seedat, just headed over. Let's see what this chance brings. If we score here, then there's no need to go on to attacking. And Beloy's just vaguely volleyed it over. I think Iverson's going to have to come off. He is tired. Chad Groeneveld would not be my first choice. Makamela. Don't have anyone who can play centre-back, so I guess Beloy can go there. And then, yeah, we'll have to put Koopstad in to midfield. Not ideal. Malonica with another corner. They've headed it out. End of the chance, nothing major. We've deserved this to win this, to be honest, and we're losing. It's just Levenberg. It lets me down so often nowadays. Looks like Sandoval picked up some kind of knock. And that'll be that. Well, we weren't favourites. We played very well. But I do have some question marks over Levenberg. I think he needs replacing, to be honest, but I don't know if it's really possible. He's one of the better goalkeepers in the division, apparently. We have got Orlando Pirates in the MTN8. That'll be a decent game. Ahly won the cup. So Oben's out for 5 to 8 days. Sandoval out for 5 to 8 days. And we've received 58.22k, so really it doesn't matter too much that we lost that game. There's nothing major that we would have gained by winning it, aside from perhaps a bit of reputation and just a sense of progress. But I think if we can sort out the fact that we concede pretty much every shot against us, we'll be doing well this season. For today's game against Association Sportive de Kaloum, we're playing a reasonably rotated team. Got Makamela on the right-hand side, but Simbi's been very impressive so far as a centre-back at just 17 and is already looking like one of the better centre-backs that we have. So he's getting a start here. Seedat comes in at left-back for one of the first times this season. Velapai is starting after the international break, but I'll probably rotate him off at half-time or a bit later than that. Buthelezi comes on the left wing, and Matizwa starts up front. This team that we're playing only have one real player, so you'd expect us to be comfortable favourites. According to the pre-match stuff, it said that we would be slight favourites, but as we're the away team, I would expect we'd probably get a 3-4-0 win, and that's a very good start, and that is exactly what we needed. We've got a lot of games coming up soon already. The scheduling in South Africa, as I said last season, gets a little bit crazy. So we need to be able to use as much of the squad as possible. The good news is our squad is much bigger than it was last season. And Velapai here. Oh, that's great play. And it's blocked out in the end. Unlucky for Velapai. It was a decent effort. Mustalaga with the corner. It's made its way out to Chiam. Not got much to play with, but he's done well to get it through. And that's the end of the chance. There are actually a couple more signings I've made recently that I will show you after this game. I think you'll probably enjoy them. Certainly good players to have. Velapai. Decent effort, decent effort. There's also one player that I did try and go for during the last few days of the transfer window. He's currently at Amatux. He had, I think, 16 finishing and 15 dribbling, maybe, or it might have been first touch was good, not dribbling. But he looked really good as a striker. So I was trying to get him in, but Amatux wouldn't really accept anything, and that's now 2-0. Kevin Rivas with the goal. The good news about that striker, though, is his contract is expiring. He's also asked to leave, but hasn't got a transfer request properly accepted yet. So I guess we'll go for him in January, and hope that none of the other big teams go for him. But he seemed very keen to come to us because we're in the Total CAF Champions League, and Buthelasi's now got his first goal for us. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a nice, comfortable victory for us. Don't know if Buthelasi's picked up a knock or if he's just not got great stamina. We'll have a look in a moment. Velapai into Sedat. We're all over them right now. Now Beloy. Sedat. Back to Beloy, and now Velapai can find Mukamela. Good ball. And that's a poor cross, but they don't really have any options aside from just whacking it forward again. So all that happens is we continue to attack. Beloy. He's found Mukamela very well. And he's been taken down by Fafana. That'll definitely be a penalty kick. Fully deserved as well. And it looks like Moses Thalaga to take, and it's saved. He's had a good game aside from that, but a little bit disappointing. I guess we probably don't have anyone that's any good at penalties, because at this level there are very, very rarely good players on penalties. Nurodyan was our best penalty taker along with Chalice. Nurodyan's now left, of course. Chalice is still here, but he's always a little bit away from full fitness for some reason. That was a very long half. I don't know why it was 5 minutes added time. Very happy with the way things are going. Let's get Velapai off. He needs a chance to rest. So let's get Chalice on to hopefully get a bit of shape together. Everyone else can stay on for now. Buthelasi is a little bit tired, so I think I'll take him off now. Let's see, who can you come off for? I guess Sandoval. That'll do. Annoyingly, Sandoval never gets recommended to play on the left-hand side with the quick pick because it's not one of his main positions, but he's perfectly capable of playing there, so I don't really know why it says that he can't play there. Rivas with a good header, just over the bar. We've utterly dominated this. Simbi is a little bit tired, so I'll get him off for... Yeah, I guess Iverson can come on, and I'll get Mukamela in at centre-back. Lovely. Iverson started this season really well, actually. He didn't have great ratings towards the end of last season, but he's really shown what he can do this season. He's got forward a bit more and just caused some danger, which wasn't really happening last season. That's awful defending. And Levenberg was hands down beaten there. Got lucky that it came off the post there. But that will see us through, I would think. A 3-0 away victory in the first round is more than enough usually to get through to the next one. And now it's 4-0. Lucky Beloy does love a long shot. I think most of his last sort of 10 goals that he's scored in his career have been absolute bangers. So he does like to score a good goal. That time it is just 2 minutes at the end of the half. A very good performance. Don't know why we're only slight favourites. It didn't seem like they had many options that were going to be particularly dangerous. So, as mentioned before, there's a couple of interesting bits of transfer business. We brought in Makuma again. He hasn't really changed in stats so far, but yeah, he's got 60k total fee for a loan. Quite expensive, but I don't mind too much. And then Fumbidzai has left for Sundowns, costing 56k, and that means we have a transfer budget of 93.89k with 2.2k in the wage budget, and 1.5 million in the bank with a projection of 640k at the end of the season, but we're in a lot of competitions. That will mean we can do pretty well. If you look at the rules of the Total CAF Champions League, so we are in the first round, so we're getting 50k guaranteed. Once you get to the group stage, you start getting money per win and money per draw as well. And even if you go out, you get 427k. If you get beyond that, 679k. Same for the semi-final. And then if you win it or lose in the final, you get a lot of money. So overall, you can actually get probably about 2.5 million from getting through in this tournament, which would be quite helpful for our financial situation and would mean that we could really start up to buy our way up to the best team in the league. Although if we do win the entire thing, then I will consider moving on to either Mexico or China, I think. I don't know if we have a look at the job centre. I assume there aren't many particularly exciting ones right now. Yeah, it's early on in the season, so never going to be too many. Yeah, so we'll have a look in future to see what available jobs there are for us. I don't know whether we'll actually be able to do much with those because I have requested to start a coaching course several times. I mean, it won't show this season, but if I did that, it would say the board don't want to do it because it would mean bigger clubs would want me, which is a bit selfish of them. But what can you do? I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and hopefully at that point we will be able to go to either Mexico or China without too many complaints from the board. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great week.